It's official. The 2025 LDBC Meet and Greet in Las Vegas, Nevada, August 9th and 10th. Hosted by none other than 78 Sports TV, accompanied by many LDBC content creators you know and love. Come through and enjoy the LDBC Basketball Classic, where Team Voltron will take on LDBC Selects. Come on out and have a good time in a family atmosphere. Children are welcome. Get your tickets ASAP. Use code SHAWA to receive $5 off. See you there. Blessings, family. The last time I spoke to you all was on my live where I spoke to the Fatal Fury City of Wolves presser that had just taken place. Upon further reflection and conversations that have been had in the community, I decided to run it back and talk about some of the BS that we saw in this press conference. Now, the narratives that they spin and their hypocrisy is nothing new, but it's just flat out disgusting how they continuously talk up Ryan and downplay anything that he did, how they allow Tio to act a fool and to mock black people, and they say nothing. What's worse are people who look like myself and who give excuse and cover to the things that have been done, who say that Ryan is not a racist, who say that Tio is just trying to make a fight, or the lame excuse that he's just trolling. It's not okay. It's not okay to be a racist, and Tio does not need to mock black people in order to make fights. All these people are doing is excusing the BS that the powers that be, that the business of boxing is basically allowing to happen. The people are upholding the crap. So the press conference opens with Todd Grisham, Chris Mannix, and Sergio, the Latin snake, Mora, conversing about the upcoming 3 matches that are heading up the card.
Look, he's selling the fight. Ryan Garcia is selling the fight, and we know that he's unpredictable. And one thing about Ryan is that he has a large following. When he speaks, everyone listens. I love the fact that he's turning heel, and he's actually doing that. So what do I think of it? Selling the fight, baby.
Chris, you've been around Ryan Garcia earlier today, and you said he feels different, or things seem different than they were last time we saw him.
Yeah, it's been almost a year since we saw Ryan Garcia here in New York City for that Devin Haney fight. And the Ryan Garcia that was in New York during that week was a guy that was bordering on manic. When we all saw his behavior, he was very fired up, very emotional. This was a very different version of Ryan Garcia. Over the last few months, he has really settled down. He is back working with Eddie Reynoso for this fight, so I think being back in that structured environment has certainly helped him.
First off, I don't know who Chris Mannix thinks he is, that he can adhere a psychiatric diagnosis to Ryan Garcia, saying that he is manic.
Thank you. You're not a fucking doctor, so shut up.
When it's clear and obvious, Ryan was on drugs, Ryan was drinking, and turns out he was on PEDs. Mind you, they never speak to the cheating. Let's be real. He settled down because of the lawsuit. Reynoso's juiced up gym is a structured environment. Okay. Oh, and let's not forget Canelo telling the whole world Ryan is not dedicated and that he was coming to the gym only for photo ops.
But I think we're just going to see a very different version of Ryan Garcia on Fight Night. I was talking to him about how he goes into this fight preparing for a Rolly Romero. He said it's not going to be like it was against Devin Haney, where I'm just charging in, looking for a knockout, willing to take a punch. I'm going back to the old Ryan Garcia.
about Teofimo Lopez? It feels like he hasn't fought in 5 years, but we hear him talking all the time about fighting. Finally, he gets back in the ring May 2nd.
Tio fought twice last year. What the hell is Todd Grisham talking about? Isn't it funny? When certain guys don't look good, they've nothing to say. Can't remember those fights.
Teofimo, he's hit and miss, but we still know that he's the goods at 140. He's a top dog at 140, so let's get that out the way. When he has his head on straight, he has the speed, the power to do everything great.
And one thing to remember about Teofimo is that he is now part of Camp Canelo. Like, he is down there in San Diego working with Eddie Reynoso. Very crowded camp down there these days.
Isn't it all so very interesting? Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar Martinez, and Ryan Garcia, who was not with Reynoso at the time. But you can't... Never mind.
The two guys going to do the most talking to each other are not even fighting each other. Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney are going to be talking to each other during this press conference. There's real animosity between Ryan and Devin Haney. And we know what is being planned as part of this show. If Ryan and Devin both win their fights, they are going to face off in the fall of 2025. So I think we might start to get a little bit of that action built up going into this fight.
Clearly, Chris Mannix's crystal ball was cloudy because it didn't go down like that. I keep trying to tell everybody, Devin is too much of a class act to be acting a fool.
Let's talk about the venue for this fight. I don't think we can overlook it. It's going to be right in the heart of New York City, in Times Square. Sergio, there's only going to be like 300 dignitaries around the ring. It's basically going to be like a open outside sparring session type of feel. Which fighter do you think is going to handle that the best? We know people like Lopez loves to feed off the energy of the crowd. Ryan loves to just feed off his fans and the negativity and the hate. There's not going to be anything like that here. They're going to be like you see all the screens everywhere. They're going to be like a distant memory for some people wandering through the streets.
I think it's going to be the best for a guy like Ryan Garcia, who is accustomed to the limelight. He's accustomed to the attention. He wants to go for the knockout. He has the speed. I think he's made for the outside and that type of atmosphere.
What limelight is Ryan accustomed to that the others aren't? Stop it more. If this had been a Star Trek press conference, Sergio would have came as a Klingon, the way he was clamoring to Ryan's nuts.
One more thing here. I said that you're born with power. One thing you're also born with, you can't work on a chin. Devin Haney, his chin is a little bit suspect. He's been hurt before. It wasn't just with Ryan Garcia. We've seen him shook before. I don't think he has confidence in his chin. So to come back after I don't really want to say beating, after a physical fight against Ryan Garcia like that,
at the risk of turning this into our podcast, I think it's the fact that he kept getting up is evidence of a chin.
Clearly, Sergio was not granted good sense when the Most High was handing it out. But on to the main event, which is the press conference for the Fatal Fury matchup that is coming May 2nd, which oddly enough was being presented by Douglas Fisher, editor-in-chief for Ring Magazine. Little Dougie, who is multicultural himself, but seems to believe black people have identity issues, who called Wilder a head case. I thought that the rats were relegated to the sewers in New York. So when I first heard about this card, I already had a bad feeling as far as Ryan being the top billing versus Aroli, and then Devin being on that same card instead of Devin having his own card. But I also sense like there's an agenda, and I feel like it played out in this press conference a little bit. That said, let's check it out.
And I think if you follow the sport, you know it's no secret that Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney over here, the plan is for these guys to get together for an anticipated rematch in October.
So I'm all for some good inspiration, and I feel like the desire for them to, and most of us, for them to see this rematch between Devin and Ryan, I feel like that is the impetus for this card you've put together. To be honest, I actually like this Fatal Fury card. I feel like between the three matches, even though one is in a different weight class. I feel like they're all on equal footing. And to be honest, all Barboza or Tio have to do is move up a weight class, right? So I feel like, yes, the desire for the rematch is the impetus, but in doing this, I also feel like they are trying to force some drama between Devin and Ryan. And again, like I said in the beginning, I feel like Devin is a class act. You're not about to see him showing out and acting all crazy. And clearly we see Ryan is sedated.
And Teofimo Lopez, I like what you have on there. What inspires this right here? Is this like the Warriors or something, or what? West Side Story?
Now notice, Tio didn't answer. And surely this mulatto man, who himself, I hope, is not having some type of identity issue in understanding who he is, and that at the end of the day, when it boils down to it, his ass is black. Dougie knew what this outfit represented. Tio never answered, but this shit is problematic, and people are tired of it. So this dumbass Tio gets to show up personified as either a cracker or some type of damn overseer, and nobody seems to take issue with this. Well, with the exception of Richardson Hitchens, who's in the audience. But Tio is allowed to continue on some racist diatribe about bananas, about a damn nanny, just some old bullshit, and nobody says anything. Nobody checks him from Turkey to Ring, whoever the hell is promoting this shit. And I believe it's promoted by different entities, but ultimately it's Turkey. And let me just say, I said that I think the card is going to be a good card, but with this, I'm not paying for this. I refuse to pay for this. You disrespected my people. It's not okay. Anywhere in America, this motherfucker would have lost his job. It wouldn't stand. But yet here in boxing, they let him troll. They think this shit is cute. He's up there with a damn drug cheat and a racist. And then he himself is a racist. And people are forced, well, let me not say that, because nobody's really forced to watch this. But it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous that it's allowed to go on. They don't do this to any other group of people. And I think the bullshit, it just needs to stop. And to the young black people who have been watching this, because it seems a lot of young people kind of latched on with the whole Ryan and Devin fight. If you cannot recognize this for what it is, then please understand this is racist. This is racism. It's not okay. It's not funny. And somebody needs to be reprimanded for this BS. It needs to stop. Like I said before. The thing that I hate the most is to see black youth out here watching this and laughing along with it. It's not funny. Our people have been through way too much, and we continue to go through too damn much for y'all to be latching on to these people like this. And my brother, Junior the Truth, shout out to him. I told you, you are my muse. Many of you are my muse. But you said something in your live, it must have been yesterday, about the fact that individuals like Ryan and Tio are liabilities. I don't see them as such. if someone is a liability, then you get rid of it. Then you do something about it. You don't let it proceed. You don't let them continue in the same light that they have been going in. Clearly, the powers that be do not see them as a liability. They see them as an asset. They see this as a way to get paid. And what I was saying earlier about this card, that there is an agenda. Not only the agenda to get Ryan and Devin to fight again, but at the same time, it's like they want drama. They want some sensationalism from Devin. Clearly they want to rile up Devin, and it's not working. Thank goodness it's not working. They want people to be emotionally involved in this, and that also means us, especially when you consider the fact that they are letting T.O. do what he's doing, and you have two racist people on this card. It's just there is an agenda, and it's also, to me, in a way, it is a means to disrespect Black people, and at the end of the day, it's also more consumption of my people. You get us riled up. They eat that, you guys. They eat that. But to proceed with this card, this press conference, I'm not going to, T.O. went on to say, all praises to the Most High and to Allah. People like him and Ryan their God ain't our God. Please understand that. Their God is not our God. It is mockery again, and is blasphemous. It's just crazy. These people do not worship a higher power that we do. They have no connection to us. And if you wonder why they allow this to continue to happen, I'm going to have to break that down in a whole nother video that's not about boxing. There's a reason why they can disrespect us openly like this. And it's not about us not standing up for ourselves and not saying anything. It's something totally bigger than this. And I'll break it down in another video. Again, I do look forward to this card. I'm praying Barboza beats the brakes, the pads, the rotors off of T.O. I'm hoping Rolly does the same to Ryan. I wish Devin the best of luck. Thank you, great brother Devin, for not getting up there and acting a fool. I just appreciate seeing a young Black man carrying himself the way that Devin does. Shout out to the family. Shalom and many blessings to you all.